Hey there everybody, welcome to part 5 of my tutorial for Night by Einaudi. Here's what we're gonna learn in this 5th part. Okay, so again, I simplified the first half of this part to make it nice and playable and took out the unimportant notes that don't really contribute to the melody and the main feeling of the song. So, as you can see, the right hand is just playing the melody that we learned in the very beginning again. Okay, now the left hand is basically playing this melody. Okay, and again, you can play that in any way you want. You just combine the 4 chords with this melody. The way I combine it is like this. And you can still hear the melody in my left hand. I just changed it so it is more comfortable to play. Alright, so you can see it is pretty much alike what we played before, just little changes. You again start on F, C, F, and now instead of jumping to B flat, you will jump up to D. Okay? It's basically the first 2 melody notes. C, D. Only that you play the C down here. And again, I'm teaching you my way to play this. You can also just play the chords and play the melody. Whatever you like. It's just important to keep this main melody in there. And maybe combine it with the 4 chords for every second note. Okay? So again, F, C, F, D. Then the second chord, A flat, E flat, A flat. So this is the 3rd melody note, only played down here. And then you jump up to F. So again. And then the 3rd chord, I play E flat, B flat, E flat. And then jump up to A flat, just like before. You can also add this melody note, this G down here, or just play those 3, or this, whatever you like. Just play the 3rd chord and then A flat for the next melody note, okay? And then the 4th chord, I play here. So here's the melody note, I already play it. B flat, F, B flat, and then the last one, C. Okay? So as you see, before you played this. And now you play this. So you go up at the end instead of down, which I do in the 4th chord instead of playing this. So 4th chord and then down. I play the 4th chord like this and then up. Okay? Just try to think in chords rather than in single notes. Okay, so once more. And you play that twice. And then you just combine it with the right hand. Again, one note on the left hand for every second note on the right hand. Now, what I also do before starting again with the left hand, you just add this little G before starting again with the first chord. I think Einaudi also does this in his live covers. So. Okay, and that was the build-up, and now comes the probably most difficult part that I still left in. This one. But again, don't worry, there's many ways you can play that. Let's look at the right hand first. So, what you do is pretty simple. You again play this melody. As I told you before, you're gonna encounter this melody quite often now. Okay, now remember how with the right hand you played this? Well, this part is quite similar. You again have a melody. And you again apply the bass of the 4 chords. So for the first 2 melody notes, C, D, you're gonna take the first chord, play F and A flat. Okay? So C and D, and then F and A flat as the bass. So it will sound like this. C, D, and now you get to E flat and F as the next 2 melody notes, and you're gonna take the bass of the second chord for that, A flat and C. Okay? So again. Alright, and now you do the very same thing for the third chord. Now the melody notes are G, A flat, B flat, C. And again for the first 2, G and A flat, you take the bass of the third chord, which is B flat and E flat. Okay? So you play G, B flat, E flat, A flat, B flat, E flat. Okay? Okay, now you get to this third melody note again, and now you play the fourth chord, D and F as the bass. Until C. So again. As you can see, you're also playing the melody that you played with the left hand before, this one. Only now you play it with the right hand and just play from the left to the right always. Okay? Okay, now you notice that I played a little bit different and I leave away some notes on the right hand, and that is simply because this jump from the second chord to the third chord is very difficult to master if you want to play it fast. You will play this C last and then you have to jump from here to this. Okay, so what I do is I'll leave away the two bass notes of the second chord after this melody note F. Okay, so like this. And then just play this F and don't play those two notes once more. Then you have enough time to jump to the third chord. If you can do this, that's okay. But you can also leave away those two notes so you have enough time to jump down here. And just so it sounds good, I also leave away the two bass notes of the last chord after playing this last melody note C. So like this. Just so both parts sound similar. So again. Or like this. Okay. Okay, now let's look at the left hand. Here's what I do in my cover and what is also written down in the sheets. As you can see, that is pretty fast and pretty difficult to play like that. I'll show you this difficult version first and then I'll give you some alternatives of how to play it. So what you do is, no surprise, you play the 4 chords. So first one, you remember, this one, and you play it down here. You start by playing F and C. So the note that is missing in the middle, A flat, you will play this up here. Okay? F, C, A flat. Play those 3 notes, then you go to the second chord. This time you will start on A flat, then go to E flat, and now the note that is missing is C, and you will play this C up here. Okay? And between those chords, there is no pause. You play it right behind each other. Okay? Now the third chord, you will jump down again. So from the first one, you go up, then to the third one, you go down. You do exactly the same. You play E flat, B flat, and now you need a G, and you play this G up here. Okay? Okay, so we got 3 chords. And now you go to the last one. From here, you go up again, and you will play B flat, F, B flat. Now, this is quite different than the other 3 chords. That is because you can't really play this D because you're already playing here with the right hand. You will play this. You see, this is pretty much occupied with the right hand. So the way Einaudi wrote it down is that you just play this B flat instead of going up to D. Okay? That is for the first time you play the 4 chords. Remember that. Just play B flat, F, B flat. Alright, so again. Alright. And combining left and right hand won't be easy as well. You again play one note on the left hand on every second note of the right hand. So, first two notes together, then one note on the right hand, and then on the second note, you again play the left hand, one note on the right hand, one note together. Okay? And then you jump, you played C and D, the first two melody notes of the right hand. And now you go to the second chord on the right hand, and you do the same on the left hand. You also go to the second chord. Okay, again. All right. Like this. And you apply this pattern to all the other chords as well. So let's combine all of them. Like this. Okay, now you will notice that in the original song this is played very fast, like this. And this is probably the most difficult part of the song. I practiced the most on this part. But again, you don't necessarily have to play it exactly like this. You just have to stick to the chords and the melody. So the right hand I think you can learn. You just play this melody. And add the chords. I think you can do that. And for the left hand you can maybe change from this to just playing F, C, F. So you're still on the first chord, you just don't play this A flat. And you do this for all four chords. So F, C, F for the first one, A flat, E flat, A flat for the second one, E flat, B flat, E flat for the third one, and the last one stays like this. You can play it like this, it doesn't sound that different. But it makes it a lot easier to play. You can even change up the right hand and just play this. It also contains the melody and the chords. It just hasn't that much dynamic in it. So it will sound like this. Doesn't really matter, it sounds pretty much alike as well, just played a little bit differently. So play whatever you like the most. I listened to all of Einaudi's live versions of this song and he plays it different every single time and never plays it the way he wrote it down. So don't worry. By the way, he never played it the way I just taught you and the way he wrote it down. He always made this part a lot quieter when he played it solo piano live. Just some interesting informations. Alright then, but we'll continue with the sheet version for this tutorial. So, you played this melody the first time. Now you will do exactly the same again, only that you play this first half of the melody. And now you won't jump down to play the second half, but you will play the second half up here. It will sound like this. Okay. So you play the third and fourth chord instead of down here. You just play it up here. Alright. And again, if you want it to sound like the parts before that, if you also simplified it a little bit like me, you will play like this. So a pause after the second and after the fourth chord, just to also make it sound similar to what you played before. Okay, and I can already tell you what comes after that. After this, you play all of what you just learned with the right hand again, one octave higher. Okay, so let's only look at the melody. First you play this. Okay, then you play it again, but you just go upwards. Okay, and now all of this again, one octave higher. Alright. Of course, with all the other notes that you attach to it. So it will sound like this. Just always keep the melody of the right hand in mind, and then the rest is going to be no problem. Now the left hand changes a little bit. The fourth chord changes. So the first time, remember, you go those four and then you go down. And because you're playing down here, kind of block this D for the last chord. So when you later on only go upwards and then play up here, you can play the fourth chord like this. At least that's the way it is written down as well. B flat, F, and then instead of going to B flat again, you go up to D. So you play it similar to all the other chords as well on the left hand. So the first time, B flat, F, B flat, and then the next times B flat, F, D. You play it 3 more times like this. Okay? So let's play that. Let's hear that slowly. And I'll play the original version like it is written down without my simplifications. Alright, so we got that. Let's combine that with the first half of this part. Alright, and again we are at the end of this part, so let us listen what awaits us in the next part.